Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 1 of what's going to be a new Let's Try. So, this is for a game that is sort of like a Dwarf Fortress adventure mode-like. It's pretty interesting. It has elements of even Kenshi, Dwarf Fortress adventure mode, and stuff like that. I've been waiting for this game for over a year, if not longer. I can't even remember past that, but at least a year. It's in constant development and it's at version 0.9, so like it's getting there to the 1.0. And I thought, looking for something new to play, why not jump into this and check it out? Because I haven't actually checked it out too much myself off camera. I've played about 30 minutes, but it hasn't really been anything, mostly character creation and stuff like that. So we're going to take a look at it together and jump in and see how long this goes. It could just be a quick let's try, like the adventure mode for Dwarf Fortress was, or, we could turn it into a playthrough, who knows. But I want to check it out at this stage of development. And this is going to be episode 1, without further ado, of Let's Try Soulash 2. So trust me, guys, this is super cool. If you guys don't know what this is, stay tuned because really interesting stuff here. Lots of features going on, lots of interesting mechanics, tons of different mechanics, simulated world history, simulated world, huge open world. I'm going to see if I can have more success with this than I did have with Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode. What hampered my experience in that one, and I do want to return to Adventure Mode there, but only after they add an ability to where you can make a bank of your created characters and then put them together for a party, rather than having to make them all directly in a row, because it takes too much time. But alright, so here we go. Let's check out the options. The options are definitely not as vast as Dwarf Fortress, but this is still an early access version. Key map will get into some of this as the game goes. I think it is an action RPG in the sense that everything takes place like in an action type of mode. I did change the sizes of this stuff to get bigger sizes of text. And language, of course, is English. It's also in Polish, it looks like. Alright, so let's just hit, you can use mods, but we'll just hit to adventure. And we're going to delete that one and make a new world. Some pretty cool features. So as you can see, quite the landmass we can build here. World size, I want to do big because I like them big, my RPGs. Big and epic. Civilizations, handful, few, some, many. How about many civilizations? Seed. That's what it came up with. Name. I called it Everstahrr before. Everstahrr. And we'll just hit create and see what happens. Okay, so we could go with this world. The Silver Mountains, the Loathsome Paradise, Spruce Forest, Tangled Bush, Mystic Howling, the Dewy Pasture, the Melting Badlands. Those are cool names. Silent Moorland, Shallow Ocean, and the Ocean. Or we can keep clicking this until I think it's randomized. It randomizes the world. That is pretty cool. Hot emptiness. Soundless Wasteland, Curious Pasture, Dreadful Dunes. That's pretty cool. Grizzly Taiga, so that's like Tundra. The White Fields, the Silent Fields. Not much mountains here. Let's randomize again. That one is pretty cool though. And I guess we can hit save if we want to keep any of these. Melting Emptiness, Balmy Savannah, Bursting Fields, The Unknown Lands. That sounds pretty cool. Not much land there. I wonder if I click here, if there's some way to set like the mountains and stuff. Maybe I'm missing something. I guess it just makes a basic template. That's pretty cool. I think we'll go with that. Breezy Blands, Bloody Rise, Drought Plains, Soundless Barrens, Emerald Paradise, Wild Howling, Diamond Forest. And there's some mountains here. The Copper Mountains, the Iron Spine, Pale Mountains. Okay, we'll go with this and we'll name it. Oh, we already did that. Save. Okay. How many years of history? We could do a lot. Let's do like, how about 50 years of history? It's going up to 100 for some reason. And it shows people moving through, where they're settling and stuff, what's going on. You can see different things here. Different civilizations moving about, different enemies, I think these are, like big boss types, I don't know. For some reason it's going to 100 years. Let's see if we could redo it to 50 years. Year 100. So yeah, a lot going on now. We could zoom in more. And there's a lot of stuff going on. Skull Echo, controlled by Grease Bitters. Skull Challengers, Fallahan by the Homlux. Interesting stuff. So I guess we'll go 100 years. It's a little more developed. In 100 years, Guild Lore by the Quat, Zavspire by the Homas. So a lot of places to sink our teeth into. The mountains are still kind of open. I think I don't know, it's a little too developed. Wonder if we can set it to 50 years and do it again. Oh, it's going in years of 50. No. Well, my bad. But, let's start over. My bad. We'll see if we can use that same layout. I just wanted to do 50 years of history initially. Have to wait for it to finish. $150. Darn. So let's try this again. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. I like that well enough. Vibrant wilderness, teeming wilderness, sad lands, bleak dunes, whispering prairie. Some stuff up here. So this is like a rather large area. Once we get down to the nitty gritty, like once we get there, it's a very large area. So 50 years, you can see. Okay, it's going for 100. So 100 is default then, which is fine. We'll go with 100 years and we'll jump in and we'll hit continue. Nolmadir by the Amalni. Bender Mine by the Dragon. So lots of history going on. Dragonbag Massif. Should be a cool land to explore, definitely. Alright, so let's hit continue. So, we have some choices here. We have high fantasy, like to do your thing with little consequence, want to explore the world at your own pace. Build a hut in the forest while the world around you burns to the ground. This game mode is for you. Drops all items from backpack and respawns in home settlement after death. Your character doesn't age. Your character can't die from starvation or dehydration. The skills require 200% more effort to advance. You can only begin as an orphan. Scoring is disabled. Then we've got dark fantasy. Do you appreciate things that require a bit of effort to acquire? Do you like the high-stakes combat of traditional roguelikes? Do you wish your existence could change the world in a meaningful way? This is the recommended game mode for you. Permanent character death. You can continue in the same world with a new character. No penalty to skill gain. And you can begin as part of an existing family. And then there's hardcore. If you believe meta progression is for scrubs or you wish to take on the game's highest possible challenge, this is it. Recommended for masochists. When you die, the world dies with you. I'm going to pick high fantasy because we can keep the same character. We just lose our inventory. So we'll go high fantasy. And this is very cool. There's many races in the game that we can be. I'm not going to read the information about each one. Well, maybe I will. But we could be a human, a dwarf, a racimi, fierce and agile cat-like humanoids. They call the dense jungles their home. There's the elves, reptilian, an ancient savage and intelligent race of cold-blooded reptilian humanoids. There's the bone wraiths, a mysterious and enigmatic race that lives in the harsh desert. Gnolls, a hyena-like humanoid, are known for being skilled hunters and fierce warriors. The Mushman keep order in the forest. They spread spores and create mushrooms everywhere. The Urson are an ancient race. They value physical strength and loyalty above all, so sort of like a bear race. The Goblins are a cunning and resilient race, adept at surviving in the rugged, rocky terrains of the hills. And then there's the Trolls, are a rugged and hardy race, perfectly adapted to their harsh, rocky environment. They must live in the mountains, and the Orcs are a fierce and hardy race, adapted to the rugged terrain of their hilly homeland. So, very cool. And there's a lot of skills and a lot of equipment you can use, so very cool stuff. So let's get into it. Humans are versatile and adaptable creatures with a wide range of abilities and skills. Humans are short-lived compared to other races, which fuels their drive for progress and achievement. They are known for their ingenuity, ambition, and resilience, and are often skilled in various professions and trade. The fear of death and the desire to leave a lasting legacy drives many humans to achieve greatness, but can also lead to recklessness and greed. Humans live around 70 years, all stats +1. So I like the high fantasy idea, but I don't like that characters don't age. Yet if we have them age, I'm not crazy about continuing in the same world with a new character. Okay, a new character. Permanent character death. Let's do dark fantasy then. It's got permanent character death, but you can create a new character when your character dies. There's no penalty to skill gain, and you can begin as part of an existing family. which is interesting. So, read about the humans. So age is going to play an important role here. Dwarves, short, stout, and hardy creatures with love for mining and craftsmanship. Dwarves are renowned for their metallurgy, stonework, and engineering skills, and their strong sense of community and loyalty. They have a rich cultural heritage of folklore and song and live in mountain fortresses. Dwarves live around 200 years, endurance and willpower +2, infravision, full sight range in darkness, half in daylight. Racimi, one second guys, are fierce and agile cat-like humanoids that call the dense jungles their home. They form tribes and clans, often engaging in territorial disputes. Racimi live in cities built on trees, hunting and gathering resources from the jungle below. They are skilled climbers and hunters, using their sharp claws and teeth to take down prey. Their society is fiercely independent with little regard for outsiders. They have a rich oral tradition, passing down stories of their ancestors and legends of the jungle. The Racimi believe in strength and honor and often engage in ritual combat to determine leadership and resolve disputes. Their culture is wild and untamed, deeply connected to the natural world. They only live around 80 years, dexterity and endurance +2, and infravision, same as the dwarves. Elves, graceful and magical beings with pointed ears and an affinity for nature. Elves are often skilled in archery, magic, and stealth, and are known for their long lives and wisdom. Elves have a rich cultural heritage of song, dance, and storytelling. They live in large trees that they grow from a mystical seed of life. They live around 500 years, dexterity and intelligence +2. Reptilion, an ancient, savage, and intelligent race of cold-blooded reptilian humanoids. Reptilions form tribes in the swamps. When not at war with each other, they hunt their primary enemy, the fishmen, who they believe to be their natural prey. So there must be fishmen that we can't play as, but that exist as well. They live around 80 years, strength and endurance +2, and claw fishing, can catch fish with bare hands. That is pretty wild. Now the Bone Wraiths are a mysterious and enigmatic race that lives in the harsh desert. They are known for their bone craft, a unique form of construction that involves using bones to create structures and enhance their bodies. The Bone Wraiths are nomadic, constantly searching for new bones of powerful beings to add to their collection. They are skilled hunters and trackers, able to navigate the desert easily. Their society is structured around power, with the most potent and capable members being the most influential. They are known for being ruthless and cunning and are often feared by other beings. The Bone Wraiths keep to themselves and reveal little about their culture or beliefs to outsiders. They live around 60 years in strength and intelligence +2, and I guess nothing else. Gnolls, hyena-like humanoids, are known for being skilled hunters and fierce warriors. They have a bad reputation for eating intelligent races, but they don't do that anymore. They only eat humans now. Gnolls live around 70 years, dex and willpower +2, infravision, same as dwarves and Racimi. Mushmen keep order in the forest. They spread spores and create mushrooms everywhere. They are a rare race that lives underground, away from the sun. Large mycelium networks allow them to stay in touch with colonies in different forests. They live around 80 years, strength and intelligence +2, infravision, same. Ursons are an ancient race. They value physical strength and loyalty above all. They take great pride in being able to endure anything that a harsh environment can throw at them. Living in desolate tundras force them to be resourceful. Live around 70 years, strength and endurance +1, and willpower +2. Goblins are a cunning and resilient race, adept at surviving in the rugged, rocky terrain of the hills. They maintain a tight-knit community, valuing cunning and strength. Their society is built on a mix of survival and an unyielding spirit, making them formidable inhabitants of the hills. Live around 80 years, dex +3, endurance +1, and sneaking +5. Very sneaky race. So that's 10 races right there, so it looks like 12 total. As we have trolls, are a rugged and hardy race, perfectly adapted to their harsh, rocky environment. They have powerful, muscular builds, and are fiercely protective of their clans. Trolls live around 80 years, strength +3, endurance +2, intelligence -4, infravision, and quicker health regeneration. And finally, orcs are a fierce and hardy race adapted to the rugged terrain of their hilly homeland. With muscular builds and thick, callous skin, they thrive in rocky, uneven landscapes. Orcs are a warrior society valuing strength, resilience, and tactical cunning. Their leaders are typically chosen based on combat prowess. They live around 80 years, strength and endurance +2. So, we are going to be probably an elf, honestly. There's a lot of cool, like, sort of more rugged races you can be. But I always like playing an elf in these type of games, so we'll be an elf. Look for a different face. The face right there is good. Body, we only have one choice. Hair, lots of hair choices. Oh, and it changes a little bit. That's pretty cool. It doesn't look too bad. 51. Long version. $76. Different patches of hair. Very cool. So I'm going to probably go with 51. Let's keep looking. 61. Two different choices of ears. You can't see the ears though. Unless we go that hair, we can kind of see the ears. Smaller and larger. We'll go with larger. Eyes. A bunch of choices. Pretty cool. We'll go with that one. 43. Brows. We have 3 choices. That looks good. Nose. Go with that one right there. Mouth. Clothes. Now the clothes are pretty awesome. There's 207 of them, and let's start at 0, I guess. At 1. All sorts of different clothes. One sec, guys. I'm not going to go through all of them. I think that looks pretty cool. Probably go with that. Little polka dots. Facial hair. Accessories, 4 out of 8. Monocles. Eye patch. Gold tooth, I guess. Oh, background. Okay, get a different background. Very cool. We'll go with that dark background. Alright, so there's our character. That's going to be Elzarian. A name you may be familiar with if you've been watching my channel. If you're new here, there you go. What is that? Choose your descendant. Okay, we don't know anything about that right now. So we have 3 starting adventurer guilds, or Adventure guilds. Where did that come from? Choose starting skill 0 of 3. Adventuring is all about exploring the world, uncovering places long forsaken, and discovering artifacts of past civilizations. It's a path for fearless explorers undertaking bold voyages into the unknown. You can train this skill by crafting, discovering points of interest, or resources. I think we will click that. We'll have a choice of starting items in a minute. Then we have agriculture. Is the art of growing crops, raising livestock, and using those resources to make tasty food, sometimes with surprising qualities. It's the easiest way to make sure that you'll always be full. You can train this skill by planting crops, crafting tasty dishes, harvesting, threshing, milking cows or goats, and shearing sheep. That's pretty cool. Armor smithing is the ability to bend metal into invulnerable and stunning pieces of protection. While standing near a blazing hot forge, you'll be making armor pieces and shields like the world has never seen before. A stronger main hand comes as a hefty bonus. You can train this skill by crafting, upgrading, or salvaging armor pieces. And there's a lot to get through here, guys, so buckle up. Athletics is a path towards limit-breaking physical prowess. It requires tremendous discipline and a burning desire to be better than everyone else. Experts in the field run faster, jump higher, throw further, and withstand more pain. You can train this skill by using abilities, dragging at least weight 40 objects up to level 5, throwing, climbing, and jumping down from height. There's all of that. Axe fighting. Mastery of the axe is for the toughest and most brutal of warriors, as proper wielding requires an extraordinary strength. In the right hands, these weapons can do the most devastating damage of all types of melee weapons. You can train this skill by using abilities and attacking with axes. Carpentry is the craft of making big pieces of wood smaller and nailing them together to create a lasting value in the form of a furniture, bow, shield, or wood-based building. You can train this skill by crafting, upgrading, or salvaging wooden equipment and building wooden structures. Very cool. Construction enables the creation of stone and metal-based structures in the world. It is a path for those who wish to leave a legacy that will remain for many generations. You can train this skill by claiming a region and building structures. So you can even do that in the game. Cryomancy is a magical power that manipulates water and its temperature. While adepts of this magic are known for encompassing their opponents in frozen tombs, many use it to control water flow or even cause rain. You can train this skill by using its abilities. Floromancy is a mystical practice deeply rooted in the essence of nature. Practitioners of floromancy, known as floromancers, harness the inherent power of plants and vegetation to wield magic that is both beautiful and deadly. Train it by using its abilities. Hunting allows you to track your prey with precision, unleash deadly volleys with bow or crossbow, and forge bonds with animal companions. You can train this skill by using its abilities and attacking with bows and crossbows. Imbuing, the mystical skill intertwines the artistry of jewelry making with arcane craft of brewing magical ingredients. Masters of this skill possess a deep understanding of both the physical and metaphysical properties of materials, allowing them to infuse their creations with enchantments that range from enhancing beauty to bestowing protective charms. You can train this skill by crafting, upgrading, or salvaging some jewelry and magic ingredients. I think we'll pick imbuing too. And it gives us like a 6 out of 20. I'm not sure what that means yet. Adventuring is a 5 over 20. Leadership is your weapon, empowering those around you. Your strategic guidance unlocks their potential, and together you forge a formidable force able to overcome any danger. You can train this skill by giving orders to, yes, your companions. There's companions in the game, amongst many other features. Leatherworking, as you can see. Leatherworking utilizes furs and leathers of dead things to create extra layers of protection against weather conditions or physical harm, as clothing or armor. Even though metal offers better defense, leather is cheaper and doesn't reduce reflexes, making it ideal for agile characters. You can train this skill by crafting, upgrading, or salvaging armor pieces. Mace fighting. It may not be possible to decapitate an opponent with a mace or a hammer, but popping someone's head like a watermelon is probably the next best thing. The speciality of mace fighting is control of the battlefield, as the users focus on disrupting the enemy's actions. You can train this skill by using abilities and attacking with maces. And I did say I think this is an action RPG. but it could be turn-based. I never fought in combat in it, and I did my best to kind of just ignore all the info about it because I wanted to experience it blindly. Necromancy is the magical art of communing with the dead. It's dangerous and corrupts its practitioner's mind and soul. Most mortals fear death, but not as much as they fear the beings willing to go to any lengths to defy it. This path is not often chose by those seeking devastating destructive powers, as most individuals desire it not to cause harm to others, but to prolong their life or recover a lost loved one. That is until their grief and lust for knowledge consume them entirely. You can train this skill by using abilities, corrupting souls, and taking control of undead creatures. That is very cool. Pole fighting. Riders are not a problem if they charge directly at a prepared pike. Your opponents can't make a sword slash attack against you if you keep them at the tip of your long spear. Pole arms can be a great addition to any warrior's arsenal as they focus on benefits of range and positioning. You can train this skill by using abilities and attacking with pole arms. Protection is a skill focused entirely on one single goal, not dying. Whether you want to nimbly dodge attacks or use a bulky shield to cover yourself, this is the path to becoming an old veteran one day. You can train this skill by using abilities and parrying with a shield equipped. Pyromancy is one of the schools of magic that focuses on the devastating power of fire and extremely high temperatures. It's a path for people who want to see the world burn and their enemies turn to ash. Train it by using abilities. Storm throwing fuses expert weapon throwing with electrifying magic, perfect for combatants seeking a blend of ranged physical attacks and elemental magic. This deadly combination makes them formidable foes on the battlefield. You can train this skill by attacking with throwing weapons and by using abilities. Sword fighting. Swords are the most common and versatile weapons. They are light, fast, and well balanced. Mastery of the blade comes with advantages in hit chance, counterattacks, and causing devastating bleed attacks. Train it by using abilities and attacking with swords. Tailoring is the craft of making clothes from natural fibers. Whether stylish, fearsome, or funny, you too can become a decoration for a new hat. Most clothes offer limited to no physical protection, but are light and don't restrict movement. You can train it by crafting, upgrading, or salvaging clothes. Thievery is the art of taking what doesn't yet belong to you, depending on the practitioner's wit. It can be a path toward incredible wealth or a noose around the neck. This skill is also associated with the mastery of daggers. You can train this skill by using abilities and attacking with daggers, as well as pickpocketing people or robbing families. And finally, weaponsmithing. The only thing better than standing all day near a blazing hot forge assembling armors is to stand in the same spot crafting weapons. Whether you need a sharp sword, a pointy dagger, a mighty axe, or a massive hammer to compensate for something, a weaponsmith will get you the good stuff. You can train the skill by crafting, upgrading, or salvaging weapons. So, we did pick imbuing, adventuring. I mean, as you can see, there's many different ways you can play it. Storm throwing sounds pretty cool. Sword fighting, I always like a good sword fighting, so I think we might pick that. And, leaving out thievery, leaving out weaponsmithing. We could still learn them during the game. These are just your starting skills. So, I think that looks pretty good. Now we choose our starting items. We have a knife, simple knife for cutting meat. Cutter 100%, so we can slice up meat and skins and stuff like that. Or we can pick the pickaxe, which gives us miner 100%, a common mining implement, also known for being able to crack a skull or two. 5 to 11 physical, 10% parry chance, range of 1, attack speed 1, two-handed. So do we want the knife for cutting up meats and stuff? It's 0 to 3 physical, but plus 10% hit. And it's one-handed. Or do we want to be able to mine ore? Since we're imbuing, probably want to start with a pickaxe. Water skin, leather bag that can hold water, blood, or other liquid, but it doesn't start full, 0 out of 150. Or leather boots. Every step ends with a squeaky sound of leather, but you still believe no one will hear you. Sneak up on them. This gives resist fire, frost, and nature +1. We'll go with the water skin, I think. And we start with the short sword. Short one-handed weapon used for thrusting and slashing, 2 to 3 physical, 10% parry and hit percentage. Attack speed of 1. Very nice. So let's continue. Now we get to pick a settlement and a family. So too bad you can't zoom out on this map. The roots of Yolnakalar tree. Roots of Yolnakalar tree has an elven population of 35. It's part of the Perusha state. The settlement is led by Kolvir Maradeth, and it's best known for producing wine and clay. And there's a lot of settlements. Okay, not that many here, but this has an elven population of 70, part of the Priam state. Or Priam, the settlement's led by Caliborn Dunaver, and it's best known for producing meat and wine. I guess it's right there, or... Good question, right? I'm not sure exactly. Potentially that looks like it's there. Elven population of 81, wine and clay. And this determines, like, obviously your starting position. And that's definitely important, you know, to where you're going to be traveling early on. And you can't zoom this out to see, like, your surroundings, which is unfortunate because I'd like to see the full map. Meat and wine, clay and pine wood. This looks closer to the mountains. Roots of Kavathis. Clay and pine wood. Elven population 39. A sapling. Elven population of 56. Wine and clay. Wine and clay. It's Kivalorian tree. Sort of on the islands out there. And Mythvamathis. Maybe we'll start with this one. Elven population of 59. Part of the Iko tribe state. Settlement is led by Legolas Lofthi. It's best known for producing wine and clay. I think we'll go with this one. It's around the mountains. It's around the desert. Yeah, okay. Now let's choose our family. We can start as an orphan, as a bastard child, or an orphan of unknown origin. You can't rely on family connections in time of need. One day you might be able to start your own lineage that will stand the test of time. The Bezqual family. It shows the leader, Aerolith Bezqual, all the members, and the buildings they own. A bowyer, a woodbender, offers training or orders related to carpentry, as does the bowyer. A winery which produces wine, a clay pit, and a gardener which produces like apples, it looks like. The Azarlas, foragers, winery, foragers, forest gatherers, and gardener. Loefthi, foragers, clay pit, a tailor, produces like yarn and cloth and consumes different plants for that. Bowyer, forest gatherers. Mararuan, woodbender and tailor, and not that many members, but I think I'm actually going to start of the tree orphan, and we'll just build ourselves up as we go with our own line possibly. We have 500 years to do it. Let's hit continue and bong bong, guys. Mashallah, we are in the game. So guys, I have no idea how to play this, so please bear with me. Hold left shift to look. Elven tree floor. Karthus Azarlas shows what he's wearing, what he's wielding, and he's wandering. There's Estelar Azarlas. There's a plant that is usually kept indoors for decorative purposes. So it's a decoration plant. You have 3 unspent statistic points. So this looks very cool and promising. A lot of gear, of which, you know, to find. Pickaxe shows what it's crafted with. 2 times copper ingot and pine wood. Salvage to train weaponsmithing. And I don't want to equip that. I want to actually have the short sword on. But if we go to our second weapon set, we want the pickaxe. And it shows the stats changing. So very clean UI, I find. Very nice. We're doing 7 to 8 with our short sword, and it scales 100% with strength. Average damage per turn 7, so I guess it is turn-based. Attack speed 1. We'll go through all these stats and stuff. This is still basically character creation for this episode, and then we'll, head to the adventure next episode probably. So, attack speed defines the time and turns of your slowest weapon attack. This value is used for basic attack action and ability with cast time weapon speed. Critical hit percentage is 0, determines the chance to hit a vulnerable spot in your target's body, dealing an additional 50% damage after mitigation from resistances. Critical damage 50%, hit 24-24. Hit property improves the chance to hit an opponent when performing a basic attack and is an opposite property to parry. Hit check is performed as follows: hit plus 1d10, divided by parry plus 1d10 equals chance to hit percentage. Minimum chance to hit is 10%. The visible hit range is between all your equipped weapons' minimum and maximum hit values. Copper short sword. Hit from strength, we're getting 10, then 12 from dex, and 2 from the weapon. Two-hander bonus, double weapons bonus, neither of those apply. Parry 24. Parry property improves the chance to avoid getting hit by an opponent during a basic attack and is an opposite property to hit. Abilities cannot be parried. Hit check is performed as the following. Max chance to parry is 90%. Parry can occur only 2 with shield times between attacks, which means performing your attack resets the counter. Both abilities that deal damage and regular attacks reset the counter, and drawing blood is unnecessary. So abilities reset it, ones that deal damage and regular attacks. Magic power 6 directly increases the damage of magical abilities. Like the abilities, all abilities that benefit from this property will mention it in their description. We've got movement speed 1 is the time and turns it takes to make a move to a nearby tile. Higher value means the movement is slower. The speed can be affected by items, abilities, or terrain. Minimum move speed is 0.1. Health regen 1 per 10 turns. Stamina regen 0. Stamina per rest 25. Sneaking 12. Sneaking allows characters to walk quietly, unheard by nearby beings, but it does not have any effect if they remain in the line of sight. Sneaking attempt is performed automatically when walking, and its chance of success is determined by distance from every being and their opposing hearing checks. Sneaking may also determine if you get noticed while pickpocketing, robbing, and stealing. 10 hearing allows characters to notice the movement they don't see, which is indicated by the red flashing exclamation sign. Hearing attempt is performed when another being makes a move and its chance of success is reduced by distance and sneaking value. Thorn 0. Thorns apply true damage back at attackers when they successfully damage you while performing a basic attack in the melee range. Very cool. Resistances, we've got physical. I guess this shows what the head, the body, the arms, and the legs, or something like that. Physical, fire, frost, electrical, death, nature, acid, and holy. We're all at 5 for all of them. Then we've got 3 available points. You can freely distribute statistic points among core character stats: strength, dex, endurance, intelligence, and willpower. The choices are permanent after confirmation. The primary source for acquiring new permanent stats is reaching certain milestones by improving skills. So we have a 12 in dexterity and a 12 in intelligence. Let's go through these stats. Strength improves weapon damage by 1 for every 2 points for axe, sword, mace, unarmed, improvised, natural, and thrown weapons. Improves chance to parry and hit depending on weapon type. Increases available carry weight. Reduces the time required for certain actions like mining, woodcutting, harvesting, threshing, and digging. Reduces stamina cost of actions like dragging and climbing. Dexterity improves weapon damage by 1 for every 2 points for daggers, polearms, bows, and crossbows. Improves chance to parry and hit depending on weapon type. Increases sneaking, reduces the time to scavenge corpses. Endurance improves physical resist by 1 for every 2 points, reduces fatigue gain when resting, Increases maximum health by 5 per point only on the player character. Reduces stamina cost of making a base attack, movement, and actions like mining, woodcutting, harvesting, threshing, and digging. Determines bonus health regen during long sleep and rest until healed actions. Intelligence increases max magic power by 1 for every 2 points. Increases sight range by 1 for every 10 points. Reduces the purchase prices by 0.5% for every point, max 50%. Increases the chance to recover resources from salvaged items by 0.2% per point for each used resource. Reduces crafting time by about 1% per point depending on tool quality. And willpower improves all non-physical resistances by 1 for every 2 points. Increases fatigue reduction during sleep. Increases amount of stamina regained through rest. Improves health regen per tick and improves healing. Very cool. So I'm not sure how I want to spend those points yet. We'll feel it out. Let's look at all this. We've got the world map. Very cool. So you can see where we are. It doesn't zoom in where the mouse is, which is unfortunate as well. I thought we were down here. Roots of Myth. Where are we? Right there. Yeah, it doesn't zoom in on the... Maybe if I press a certain button, like, it will. Here we are. We're down here. Cool starting position. It's year 100, day 25, midday. Difficulty easy, plundered no. Controlled by Amalash, biome forest, coordinates yes to a river. Precipitation is dry, temperature is warm, known resources. You can discover available resources by acquiring them during region exploration. We can leave the region, I guess, to enter another region. I'm not sure what that question mark is though. Shows which we've got. Saw most of these in character creation. Controlled by Echo Tribe. 66 population, 10 military, 51k wealth. That's another thing. There's world sieges and taking over different settlements and stuff, so everything like probably has a military score. Our hunger is 100 out of 100, 0 starvation, 120 food. When starvation reaches 4, you won't be able to travel on the world map. Our thirst is 100 out of 100, dehydration 0. When dehydration reaches 4, you won't be able to travel on the world map. So we don't know about any of these other places too much. It shows us the buildings there. Talisman makers. Ooh, imbuing. We should head up that way. Zolovara town. So it's a town instead of a village. What about Beardslore? Beardslore has wheat farm, fisher, windmill, carpenter, tailor. Yeah, we should head up to this place. Gatherers, woodcutters, all sorts of stuff. Sling makers. Trap maker. And we can trade and do all sorts of fun stuff. Scorching average temperature, semi-arid. It's right off the edge of the map. I don't know if the map like swirls around to the other end. But yeah, there's a lot we're going to learn as we play, like what all the game entails. But let's keep looking at the interface here. We've got our skills, unlock passives, points of interest. You can now ask innkeepers and hunters to discover points of interest close to their settlement. Unlocked abilities, we have Slash. Slash an enemy dealing 9 to 16, 4 stamina, range of 1, cooldown 3. Ability amplifiers, offensive and utility, requires a sword. This ability scales of 100% main weapon damage. We'll put that on 1. Unlocked ability amplifiers, open wound, bleed per damage 20%, offensive. Applies bleed effect equal to 20% of the damage done by the ability. I don't know if we put that on. Open wound, maybe not. Ability amplifier assignment, offensive utility. Oh, we put that in there, and that Has open wound on it now. The slash, very nice. Milestones, very cool. Then we have crafting. You can craft a button, braided leather necklace, a bone knife, a torch, a druid rod. And I'm sure there's a lot more that we can learn here as we go. Of course, we have no crafting materials at the moment. Copper ingot. We can filter it all down here. Craft, garden amulet. Frozen tear. Known beings, Elzarian of the tree. That's me. We can show, people in here that we know, relations, known locations. Yeah, there's a lot to this, guys. Very dope. And it simulated all of that history, known states. We can probably look up the Echo tribe in here. And they own Blightford, Vasiala, and Mythvomitas. Companies, Deserted Chains, Band of Foxes, Merciless Absolution. Is a military company led by General Legolas Loafthi that serves under the state of Echo tribe. The group consists of the following units: 1 warrior, 1 recruit, 7 wardens, and a war chief. Very cool. That's known companies, known wars. These are all going back in history, I think. Different raids and stuff. Shows you how they turned out. Very cool. History events. Yeah, year 74, 75. Very cool. Conquest of the gruesome cave. Of the wild madness. Hands, different things changing hands and stuff. We can see the history of the Echo tribe. Is ruled by War Chief Sato Amberlight. It has control over 3 settlements and fields 3 military companies. The companies again. Deserted Chains has 4 wardens, 2 recruits, 13 warriors. And year 100, Bonia declares assault on the Black Spirits against Echo tribe, whatever that means. Sato Amberlight succeeded Rimozas Amberlight as leader of the Echo tribe state. That happened 2 years ago. Vendetta of the Independent Bite ends with Echo tribe state as victors. That ended 15 years ago. Very cool. So we can get into the history. We can search by name. All the knowledge here. Mythvomitas. Can show the history of many years. Those are history events. Just about establishing caravans and a lot of different stuff. Bounties. We'll learn about them as we talk to peeps, I guess. Then we have settlements. That's probably our own settlements. Oh, we have our inventory over here. 3 wheat bread. Baked from dough of flour and water. Most prominent found in the human society. Food 40. And an empty water skin. Okay. So we're ready to start adventuring. Let's see how much time we've been playing. 53 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it here. I'm just going to immediately save, and we'll pick up from here. I guess it automatically saves, so we'll exit, but definitely want you guys to check this game out with me. It's going to be interesting. We'll get to all these different utility bar down here, and we saw most of those menus actually. Skill book, stuff like that. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed and hope you'll stick with me. If you did enjoy and you want to see more, please like, comment, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Also, if you like what I do so much here on the channel, then feel free to become members. It's a big help, and information and links can be found in the description for that in this video. And yeah, shout out to my members. Love you guys. And we're going to delve into this a little bit. How far we go, I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'm age 23. Very young, very cool. So we'll pick this up next time from Mythvomitas and head out on adventure. So as you can see, very Dwarf Fortress-esque adventure mode. It's got features of even Kenshi and games like that. Complex. tons of features. If you've been following along at all during EA Early Access, you know it's got a ton of different things you can do in it. Gonna have a lot of fun, so hope to see you guys next time. Until then, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. Don't go anywhere, just getting started here. Ciao for now.